guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to talk all about Season 14 coming to Clash Royale, coming before the Clan Wars update. I would hypothesize, just a guess, I don't know exactly when it's coming, but the Clan War, the big update, will be coming towards the end of the month, maybe even on the last day of the month. I have no idea again, but just not going to set my expectations too high on that delivery date. So today we're going to talk about the new skins coming to the game, the new theme of Season 14, the new emotes, and of course the balance changes. Every card that you see on my deck right now will be balanced in the next round of balance changes. I am actually a really big fan of these balance changes, more so than I've been in balance changes in a long time here on the channel. So let's go ahead and start talking quickly about the theme. It's prepare for war, essentially prepare for Clan Wars 2.0, and we have the Mega Knight is the card boost this season. Mega Knight is also going to be the tower skin. You're looking at the tower skins right now of the new King Tower and the Princess Tower for the Mega Knight. I must say that the tower skins are some of my favorite here that have ever been added to the game. We also have Archer emotes, three of them, three new emotes coming to the game. Here they are on your screen right now. Yeah, I think that they're all pretty solid. I like all three of these Archer emotes. They're not my favorite emotes ever added to the game, but they're pretty solid nonetheless. Now let's talk about balance changes, because that's really the meat of what I have for you guys today. So we have the bowler starting out. The bowler is getting a rework. Finally, man. I feel like a long time we've been mentioning the bowler is just not that great right now, and you guys might be able to tell from this gameplay on the card art here, but it's actually interesting. His sight range is minus 20%. We haven't really talked about sight range nerfs or buffs in a long time here on the channel. I think the last time might have been, I don't know, Valkyrie or something. Did she have a sight range? I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. So basically, what does sight range nerf mean? Let me give you the whole balance changes for the bowler, then we'll talk about it, right? Sight range minus 20%, projectile range plus 25%, and hit points plus 8%. So hit points plus 8%, the projectile range of his boulder is plus 25%, and sight range minus 20%. Essentially what that's going to do is going to take a little bit longer for him to lock onto a target, but when he does, that bowler is going to roll much further, 25% further, and he'll have more HP at 25% extra. I am a big fan of this change. I don't think this will make the card oppressive. I like that they added the HP to him as well. I don't think it would have been enough just to change the sight and the projectile range. So I think this might make Bowler very viable, especially in Graveyard decks. We're already seeing Graveyard make a big surge right now. It kind of starts in competitive play and then it trickles down to ladder. We're seeing a lot of Graveyard in Grand Challenges, in competitive again, No Tilt Challenge, one of the highest win percentage decks. And now we're starting to see that Barbarian Hut deck with the Graveyard especially all over the game. I think that Bowler might be the new addition to that deck. Next up, we're going to have the Log here. So the Log is receiving a nerf. The Log projectile range minus 9%. Now, no worries, it will still hit the tower. However, it's not going to kill, like if the opponent puts a Skarmy or a Goblin Gang or Spear Goblins, whatever, around that tower. It might not kill them if they're kind of standing on the side of the tower anymore. Essentially, again, it's pretty straightforward. Minus 9% in the projectile range of the Log. So, did you guys think that the Log needed a nerf? It's definitely a strong card, no doubt about it. I don't think that it necessarily needed a nerf, but at the same time, I'm not, incredibly opposed to it either. It's still going to be a great card in my opinion. Bats are another card receiving a nerf. So the hit speed of the bats is minus 0.2 of a second from 1.1 to 1.3 hit speed per bat, okay? So that's going to be a fairly significant nerf. We've seen in the past that even a 1/10 of a second change can make a dramatic impact on the strength of a card. We've been doing this for 4+ years now. We know these balance changes, and the hit speed change can make a dramatic effect. However, with that said, bats were already one of the best cards in the game. On my card ranking video, I put them in S tier. Among the 5 or 10 best cards inside the entire game. I still think they're going to be very viable and very good in the game, especially at 2 elixirs. So bats are receiving a nerf. Next up, we're going to go to the minor. We're going to skip past the spells for a second here, the other spells. Minor crown damage from 35% to 30%. So another nerf to the minor crown damage. again, from 35% to 30%. So that's 2 nerfs to the miner, albeit very small ones. I'm going to go out on a crazy limb here and say the miner's just going to be just fine. I think the miner is still going to be one of the best cards in the game, one of the best legendaries in the game, despite this nerf. Just trying to kind of keep the miner's power creep in check here. We already talked about the bowler. Let's talk about the Royal Recruits. The Royal Recruits are going to be seeing a buff, 8% damage increase on the Royal Recruits. So I think this one is, definitely necessary. Do we want the lowest skill card in the game to be popular? Well, that's a valid argument. I don't know the answer to that one. Will this make them popular? I still don't think so. I don't think it's going to be enough for the Royal Recruits. However, it will make them a better option, especially in draft and, maybe in kind of niche off-meta decks. I think the recruits are obviously going to be better at 8% damage. That's per recruits. That definitely does add up and have a pretty big overall effect. So how about the Royal Delivery? This one received a pretty severe nerf. This is my least favorite of the balance changes. I loved the Royal Delivery. I know it was very strong, but I love this card. I think it was one of the most interesting spells ever added to the game, right alongside kind of Tornado and maybe Earthquake. Knockback has been removed, but the Royal Recruit damage will be 8% increase, just like the Royal Recruits. So it's definitely a huge nerf. The knockback is totally removed, so it's not going to reset Inferno Dragons or anything that requires resetting. And that knockback is very valuable. I feel like the knockback against any Swarm troops is just what makes one of the reasons that makes the card so good. So will it be okay without the knockback? That remains to be seen. I still think it will be a popular card, I guess, but I'm not sold on that one. You can see it's kind of weird without the knockback. That wizard, on that, I don't know. It's weird to get used to without doing any knockback. Either way, it still one-shots minions for a 3-for-3, plus you get the Royal Recruit. I think it will still be viable, just a matter of how much less viable than it currently is. Now, let's talk about, guys, spells. So I included Fireball and Freeze, but really it's arrows. Giant Snowball, Fireball, Freeze, Lightning, Poison, Rocket, Log, and Zap. Crown Tower damage reduction. So a lot of people were asking for this one. A lot of people unhappy, especially with cards like Rocket, right? With the Expo Rocket deck, spell cycle decks, essentially. Decks that can win off just playing defense and cycling spells onto the tower, at least that being a key component to their win condition of the deck. People don't like losing to spells. So all of the spells I listed gonna have a damage reduction. The damage reduction of Crown Tower damage, again, going from 35 to 30%. Will it be enough to kind of quell the aggravation of spell cycle? I don't know, but I think that this is a really good change. I'm actually really in favor of this one. Personally, what do you guys think? Is that enough or is that too much? Are you unhappy with this? Let me know about all the balance changes in the comments below and stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe, hit the bell notifications, all that stuff. I will have all the update information for you guys as soon as it's publicly available for Clan Wars 2.0 and anything else coming along with that update. We're expecting kind of another sneak peek video from Clash Royale. Haven't received it yet, but again, I will have the reaction and all the news that I can for you guys. Just one last thing, thank you so much for using creator code CWA in all Supercell games. I really appreciate it, guys, and thank you for watching all the way till the end of the video. Huge shout out to Clash Royale. The guys are into Bren Chong, my YouTube partners. A belated happy birthday to Benji too. Guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you, and as always, take care, guys.